Meghan Sussex has done it again, taken something utterly ordinary, like an acting cameo, and turned it into a full-blown cultural event. Variety confirmed that the Duchess will appear in Close Personal Friends, an Amazon MGM comedy starring Lily Collins, Brie Larson, and Jack Quaid. It's not a major role, just a clever, self-aware cameo, but somehow the internet and, of course, the British tabloids have turned it into a full-blown royal referendum. Within hours of the announcement, The Sun called it a massive moment. Page 6 labelled it a shock, and the Daily Mail, never one to disappoint, branded it self-indulgent. But here's the truth. Meghan's not reinventing herself. She's simply returning to what she's always been good at: acting, storytelling, connection. Her cameo in Close Personal Friends marks her first on-screen credit since Suits in 2017. The film, set in Los Angeles, follows two couples, one famous, one not, as it explores friendship in the glare of fame. Meghan plays herself in what many critics called a meta-twist. But that twist has meaning and irony that the tabloids will never fully grasp. Hollywood insiders immediately recognise the joke, a light-hearted wink to her past life in television. Cameos like this are common in Hollywood. From Brad Pitt to Taylor Swift, from Elon Musk to Kim Kardashian, celebrities often appear as exaggerated versions of themselves. But when Meghan does it, suddenly it's controversial. That double standard speaks volumes. Sources told People magazine that Meghan was very relaxed and happy on set. She reportedly introduced herself to everyone, chatted easily with the crew, and charmed the entire team with her warmth. So much for the diva duchess narrative that British tabloids cling to like life rafts. Filming in Pasadena, she looked confident and at ease. And perhaps that's what unnerves her critics most, seeing Meghan comfortable, in control, and completely unbothered by their noise. Because this moment isn't just about an acting credit, it's symbolic. It's Meghan returning to work on her terms. Not royal terms, not press-approved terms, but her own. It's hard to overstate what this means for her supporters. Meghan's acting career ended the moment royal protocol began. Now, after years of palace silencing, media hostility, and endless misogyny online, she's reclaiming her voice. This cameo isn't a reinvention, it's a restoration. Few modern women have left as deep a cultural imprint as Meghan Sussex. Her name, her image, her story, they've echoed across pop culture in ways few could have imagined. From Family Guy to RuPaul's Drag Race, from The Simpsons to Saturday Night Live, Meghan's journey has been referenced, parodied, and celebrated worldwide. But notice something. In recent years, those references have evolved. They're no longer mocking. They're affectionate, admiring, empowered. She's gone from being the target to being the muse. Films like The Fall Guy and Anyone But You have even woven her narrative, the Hollywood to royalty to Hollywood arc, into their dialogue. That's not mockery. That's reverence. It's proof that Meghan's story has entered the cultural bloodstream. So when she steps back into acting, it doesn't feel like a comeback. It feels like a homecoming. The world that once wrote about her is now writing for her again. And perhaps that's what makes Close Personal Friends so poetic. She's returning to the one space that never stopped saying her name. Interestingly, the coverage around this cameo says more about the media than about Meghan herself. American outlets, Variety, Deadline, InStyle, treated it for what it is: a light, confident move from a woman returning to her craft. British tabloids? They predictably rushed to sneer. The Daily Mail even ran a poll asking readers if Meghan's cameo was bold or self-indulgent. The same outlet once analysed her handwriting to call her manipulative. That obsession has become performance art. It's as though the British press can't decide whether to ignore her or exploit her, so they just do both simultaneously. Let's not forget, just a few months ago, those same papers were claiming Hollywood had soured on Meghan. The New York Post and Page 6 even published matching headlines that she was laughed out of Hollywood and dropped by her talent agency. And yet, here she is, working on a studio film, surrounded by A-list peers, earning coverage from Variety and The Hollywood Reporter. If that's exile, it's the most glamorous one ever seen. This constant back and forth, one week she's irrelevant, the next she's everywhere, isn't journalism. It's clickbait strategy. Their business model depends on Meghan being both the villain and the hero, the outcast and the obsession. The truth? They need her far more than she needs them. For tabloids, Meghan's success is a provocation, a direct challenge to royal orthodoxy. Every headline that celebrates her career outside the palace walls undermines the notion that royal relevance requires royal approval. Across the Atlantic, the tone couldn't be more different. In the US, Meghan's seen as what she truly is, a creative professional reclaiming her space. Insiders told Variety she'd been swamped with offers, but she chose this film because it aligned with her vision, a blend of wit, self-awareness, and authenticity. That's not desperation. That's discernment. This Meghan selective, grounded, strategic shatters the caricature that the UK press keeps selling. They don't know how to process a woman who's both self-possessed and self-defined. And yet the public does. On social media, the reaction was euphoric. "If this is real," one fan wrote, "the world is slowly healing." That comment went viral, not because it was exaggerated, but because it captured what people felt: relief. A sense that the Meghan they admired from the Tig era, the warm, witty, independent woman, was back. And here's where things get interesting. Engagement metrics don't lie. Within hours of the announcement, posts about Meghan's acting return trended worldwide. Across X, Instagram, TikTok, the buzz was deafening, not from controversy, but from excitement. Even skeptics admitted it. Her star power hasn't faded. She's not chasing relevance. Relevance chases her. Journalists like Jack Royston have long wondered why she didn't return to acting sooner. "It's what she's known for and what she's good at," he said, and he's right, because that's the quiet brilliance of this moment. Meghan's not trying to start over. She's simply resuming what was always hers. The message: she doesn't need a palace to be powerful. What makes this moment even more remarkable is what came before it: strategic silence. For months, Meghan stayed relatively quiet in the public sphere. No major interviews, no dramatic announcements, no engagement with the noise. And that silence, it was deliberate. While critics interpreted it as retreat, supporters saw it for what it was: preparation. She was building, planning, curating her next chapter with the kind of intentionality that drives her detractors mad. Because Meghan understands something fundamental about modern celebrity. You don't have to respond to every provocation. You don't have to defend every false narrative. Sometimes the most powerful response is simply showing up on your own terms, in your own time, doing exactly what you said you would do. And that's precisely what this cameo represents. It's the fruit of patience, the reward of playing the long game. While tabloids were busy writing her obituary, she was quietly writing her future. Now let's talk about the symbolism. Her decision to play herself is profound. It's a reclamation of narrative, identity, and agency. For years, others have written her story, tabloids, biographers, and so-called sources close to the palace. Now, Meghan is literally playing herself, reminding the world that she is the author of her life. The tabloids will call it self-indulgent, but to her supporters, it's self-possession. This isn't spectacle, it's sustainability. It's Meghan re-establishing herself not as a royal accessory, but as a creative force, writing, producing, acting, and thriving on her own terms. So here we are, years after leaving the institution that tried to define her, Meghan is once again defining herself. And that's what unsettles her critics the most. The woman once told to get a real job has done precisely that, and now those same outlets clutch their pearls. Her cameo in Close Personal Friends isn't a stunt, it's a statement. It says, I'm still here, still creative, still telling stories. For Meghan Sussex, this isn't reinvention, it's rhythm restored. She's not asking for permission. She's not seeking validation. She's simply continuing her journey with grace, clarity, and the quiet confidence of a woman who knows exactly who she is. And that right there is why no amount of tabloid noise can drown out her voice anymore. Because Meghan doesn't need the crown to shine. She is the crown.